Hey friends! So I ordered some of my henna books from Amazon. I'm going to show you what they look like. So I'll have these for sale at some upcoming events that I'm doing. And you can always order them from Amazon directly, but if you're local and you just want to grab one and like take a peek at it beforehand, you can do that. So I got some of my henna books. So this is a photo that PMA Photography took of me, and I loved this whole session that we did, and so I included it in my cover. And then the whole book is just tons of designs and then practice pages. So you can kind of see like, well, that's not a good example. There we go. So there's like a henna piece and then a practice page. So you can practice drawing out your designs. And then like blank pages for practicing. They're not actually blank. They've got like, can you see? Yeah, there's like some elements of like hands. The pups wants to be in the video. Nope. And but then there's also pages like this, which has like the full design layout, and then blank spaces to practice drawing as well. So there's like a ton of options in here for you to practice and learn about henna. Cool, now that my dog has like thoroughly interrupted this video. Anyway, so then I also have the beginning of the book. Okay, so beginning of the book is a little bit of history, if I can open pages. So this is a little bit about the history of henna, like where it comes from, some of the rituals, things like that. And then also I include my recipe and then kind of how to make paste. If you haven't seen my YouTube video that I have that kind of goes into like starting henna and a few of those, I can definitely post those later. Just remind me if I don't. But there's also like, I have line elements, just different elements, things that you would do, like bumps, vines, zigzags, all of those, just as a kind of like a breakdown. And then I also have application styles, like any of the supplies you'll need. So like the first half of the book is like really getting you to know like what even is henna, so that when you are doing henna on people, like you might know what it is, but if you're like learning the skill to like practice on other people, you might want to be able to like educate them on like, where does it come from? It's not just India, and it's not just Mindy. There's so much variety and styles and different places, and so much history to it. So, you know, giving it all that information, and then just kind of, yeah, like recipes, tools. Not everybody uses a henna cone. That is traditional like Indian style, but there's also syringe if you're doing like Moroccan style henna. Just a lot of different varieties. And then like the original old school way was like with a stick. So you would dip it in and then use a stick. So sometimes people will use paintbrushes or Q-tips, things like that. And I kind of talk about all that in here. I kind of break down some key elements. So if you can see this very well, if it's gonna focus, but you can see just different parts of that design, and I kind of like label them for you, so you have like verbiage to know like, oh, that's a bump, or oh, that's the dots, that's the pattern, whatever. And then some inspiration chat, some of my daily rituals that come with henna. Like henna is very much like a ritual celebration, community gathering type of experience. It's not just for body art. Like that's definitely a beautiful element of it, but it also is so wonderful to have as ceremony and that sacred moment that you want to remember, and then you wear that sacred moment or those sacred experiences with you for that week. So that's kind of like why you'll see it incorporated with like weddings, births, just, yeah, any sort of time that people are gathering, you'll see little bits of it in those different cultures. And then, yeah, I kind of have like some workbook journaling pages, because I think it's important to kind of like reflect on what you're doing as an artist. And then finally, that's when I get into the pages that have all of the design stuff. And I'll take some more videos too throughout the week. I just didn't do this when I got my first round of books. I totally spaced on that, but I want to give everybody a chance to see kind of like what's in it. So I kind of break down some more complex designs. And I know my camera's having a hard time focusing on the book instead of just me. But you know, there's really intricate fills and designs and things like that that I kind of show you examples of. And then I kind of give you space to try that out yourself. And there's some photos in here of various designs that I've done on other people. I like to bring this with me to my events so people can also see like just my style and get a feel for it. I go into a lot of explanation about finger fills and how to fill that space. And I give you a lot of time to do finger fill practice. And again, like I was saying, there's a lot of examples of my work in here. So you can see that too. And then I also have in the very back, I've got some inspiration workbook stuff, like I said, but in the very back I have some additional resources. And this was really important to me because when I was learning henna, I like didn't know where to start. I didn't know who to like look at. Like I got henna done on my belly when I was pregnant, and I knew that specific artist, but not well. Like she did my belly and that was great and she was lovely. But then I was like, okay, well, what else is out there? Who else is out there? And then my other friend who introduced me properly to henna, she's the one who gave me my very first henna cone, like welcomed me into that circle. She was using one artist as a main point of inspiration. And so I kind of looked to that specific artist to get so much information. And I'm so grateful that she did things the way she did. And I mentioned her in here. But then as I was welcomed into that larger community, I found so many amazing artists. Lots of people I've tagged on this page before or referenced before or met with or taken classes from, Henna Huddle in London or Henna Con in California. So I really do feel like I have a really good grasp on the variety that is henna because I've just worked with and met so many amazing teachers. And so each one of them has offered just a little sprinkle of like more knowledge. And I tried to compile that as best I could in here. That's taking all that information that I've learned from people over the years and putting it into my own words, my own thoughts, my own visuals, so that I can pay that forward to people learning henna. So that's what's in the book. Yeah, if you're local and you're looking for the book, just let me know and I will have these copies with me at my next coming events. Thanks.